Okay, for this project, I'm going to be using a size I 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. I'm using Red Heart Super Saver, a worsted weight 4-ply acrylic. I started off with a chain of 20. Now what you want to do next is single crochet in the second stitch from the hook, and remember that we don't count this one, so 1, 2, oh, I missed it, single, and then we want a single crochet in every stitch for the length of the chain. Just like this, until you get to the end of the chain. Okay, I made it to the end, and I'm going in my last stitch here. You want to go ahead and put 3 single crochets in that last stitch. 3 all in the same stitch, just like that. And now we're just going to be working down this side, so just kind of turn it upside down a little bit, and then you start putting 1 single crochet in every stitch again. Right here is where we put the 3, so you want to jump over to the next one. And this is a good time to hide your tail back here. Just crochet it in and work down the chain, putting 1 single crochet in every stitch until you get to the end. Okay, I'm coming to the end down here now, and in my last stitch right there I want to put 3 single crochets in it, just like I did at the other end. 2 and 3, and now I'm back at my beginning stitch. And now you want to use a stitch marker so you can keep track of where you start and where you end. So I'm just going to use this piece of yarn, and I'm just going to stick it in here like so. There. Now I know that that is my last stitch and this is my beginning stitch. So now we're going to be working the loopy stitch. I'm going to do a double loopy stitch, and I'll show you how I do it. Put the yarn on top of your finger like this, and then you wrap it once and then wrap it twice. That's why it's the double. Keep it kind of loose on your finger, and then you look at my finger, it looks like I have 3 strands on it. So you want to go into your next stitch. Just go into it, and I'm going to put my needle on top of this, and then underneath all 3 strands, and then I pull for the length that I want my loopy stitches to be, and then I pull them all through the same stitch, and then I just drop them, and then I pick up my long string and pull it through all the loops on my hook, and then I have 2 loops. Okay, I'll show you again. Get my finger out, wrap it, start from the top, wrap it 1, wrap it kind of loosely, and 2, and then after I wrap it twice, it should look like I have 3 strips or 3 pieces of yarn on my finger. Go ahead and go into the next stitch, go over the top of this one, and then back under it, and put your needle under all the 3 strands. Pull it out about equal with your other one that you just did. It doesn't have to be perfect, but pull them all through the stitch, drop them, grab your long yarn that's still attached, yarn over, and go through all 4 loops on your hook like that, and then you have some more. And just try to keep your loopies as consistent in size as you can, but it's not going to be perfect, but just do the best you can. Put your finger out, put the yarn on top of it, wrap once in twice, and I got 3 strands on my finger. Go into the next stitch, over the top, under all 3, work it out till you get to the length you want, pull them all through your stitch, drop them, and grab your long string, yarn over, and go through all 4 loops. And there's another one. Wrap. Start over the top of your finger, wrap twice, 1, 2, 3 strands over my finger, go into the next stitch, over the top and back underneath all 3, work it out to your length that you want, go through the stitch, drop them all, grab your long string, yarn over and go through all 4 loops on your hook, just like that. Now you can make your loops as long or as short as you want. That's really up to you. Mine are about 1 inch long or so. But if you want a really hairy one, you can make it really long or really short. It's up to you, however you want to do it. Show you again. Wrap twice. Go into the next stitch, over the top, and then under all 3 loops. Go through, drop them, and yarn over. And that's it. I just want to keep doing this loopy stitch all the way around here, and then back to my stitch marker. Just like that. So I'll meet you back up at the stitch marker. I made it back to my stitch marker, and you notice it's curving, spiraling, and that's normal. The more rows you do, it'll start to work itself out. So don't worry about that looking like that right now. Okay, my stitch marker, I made it to the stitch, and what I want to do is pull my marker out and move it up. That way I know that's my end and my beginning. And now I'm just going to continue around again with rows of the loopy stitch. So I just start in the next stitch again, doing a loopy stitch. Just like that. And then the next one. And this is what it's going to be, just rounds of the double loopy stitch. And I'm just going to keep doing rounds, and when I get to my stitch marker again, I'm just going to move it up and continue again. And I want to do this for the however tall I want my little pouch to be. And I don't know for sure how tall or how many rows I'm going to do yet. So I'm just going to keep working, doing my rows of the loopy stitch, and I'll let you know how many I do total when I get it finished. Okay, I just finished my 5th row of these loopy stitches. Pull up my yarn here a little bit, and you can see it's really thick, and it's eaten a lot of my yarn. So what I'm going to do, so I don't have to, so one skein will be enough, so I don't have another one of that color. And you can continue to do this if you want, but I'm just going to make it where I don't take quite as much yarn. I'm at my stitch marker after my 5th row, so I'm just going to move it up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way around, just doing 1 single crochet in every stitch. instead of the loopy stitch. Just like this. And then when I get back around, I'll continue to do my loopy stitch again. And it'll hide this row of single crochet. It's going to hang down low enough that you're not going to be able to tell that I put this in here. So now I'm just going to kind of alternate a row of single crochet and then a row of loopy stitch, a row of single crochet, and a row of the loopy stitch, just to save a little bit on the yarn. But you can continue to do it all loopy stitch if you want. It'll just be super thick. I would probably do that if I had more yarn, but I'm just going to go ahead and do it this way. Just alternating rows, single crochet rows and loopy stitch rows, until I get to the height that I want. Okay, I went ahead and did 17 rows total, counting the loopies and the single crochets. And you can do yours taller if you want. Now I'm at my stitch marker, so I'm just going to slip stitch into the next stitch, and then slip stitch again into the one after that, and tie off and hide that tail. And now we're going to work on these eyes. I got one made already, and I'll show you how to do it real quick. You want to start with a slip knot. What you want to do is chain 4. Camera's shaking, sorry about that. And then slip stitch into the first to form a ring. Chain 1. And now we need to do 6 single crochets through the center of the ring. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Slip stitch into the first one, like that. Now you can pull that tail and make that center circle a little smaller, but that's okay if there's a hole, because I'm going to put the black pupil over it, so you're not even going to see that anyways. Okay, now what we're going to do is put 2 double crochets in every stitch around. So we'll just go right back into the same one that we just slip stitched into and put 2 single crochets, and then put 2 in each stitch around. And then you probably need a stitch marker right here, because I'm just going to go around again, so I'm just going to use a piece of string again. Now we'll just jump right over here to the very first single crochet and do 1 single crochet, and then we'll put 2 single crochets in the next stitch, and then we'll put 1 in the next, and then 2 in the next, then 1, then 2, then 1, and then 2, one in the next, and then 2, one, and 2. Oh. And now we're just going to work 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around. We're not going to increase it now, so I'm going to put 1 in each stitch, and we're going to do 2 rounds of 1 single crochet in each stitch. So go ahead and go around to your stitch marker and move it up when you get there, and then go around one more time with 1 row of single crochet. Get back to your stitch marker, go ahead and slip stitch into the next stitch. Tie it off and leave a long tail so you can sew it on with. Now I'm going to make the pupil for it. Start with the slip knot. Chain 4. Slip stitch into the first to form a ring. Chain 3. Double crochet back into the ring. You need to have 12 double crochets, including that chain 3. Okay, let me count here. 1. I got 11, so I need 1 more. Slip stitch into the top of my chain 3 and cut a long tail. And you can pull the center smaller, like that. And now I'm going to use my yarn needle and sew it onto the white part. Okay. Set it on here. And just go around it, put a few stitches. Oh, I don't want any of that. Just flip that over. Okay, let me try that again. Set it on here, and then just go around it. Sew it on. And then when you get all the way around it, you can clip your tail off. Now we're going to sew this on. Shove these tails up underneath. Okay. Bag. And it kind of is a little bit of a cup there, so I kind of just put it on here and move some of these little loops. Some of them go in it to kind of poof it up, and some of them just stay around it. So just put a few up in the, about like that, and then I'm just going to sew it on the same way. And if it's easier, you can pin it on the bag to hold it in place. And it's probably hard to see, but I'm just going from the inside of the bag up. And then I'll just go back through. Get all these loops out of the way. Just gotta work with the loops. And then I'll go back through the inside of the bag, up through a stitch, and then back down. And I'm just going to do this all the way around until it's sewed on, and you want to do that with both eyes. See, I put some of the loops inside, some of them on the outside. Just like that. Once I get his eye all the way sewed on, I still got my white yarn on the needle. I'm just going to go up through the pupil part, the black part, and put a little reflection in his eye with my white yarn. So I just go straight through, pull it up, and then make a little stitch back through, and I'll do that one more time. And then you can clip that yarn off. Okay, now I'm going to make a mouth, and I'm going to start with a chain of 14. And then I'm going to double crochet in the 4th stitch from the hook. And I'm going to do that again in the same stitch. And again. So it's 3 double crochets in the 4th stitch from the hook. And now I'm going to put a half double in the next stitch, and a half double in the next stitch, and then one more half double. So that was 3 half doubles in a row, 1 in each stitch. Now I'm going to do a single crochet, another single crochet, and another single crochet. So that was 3 single crochets in a row. Now I want to do 3 half doubles in a row. 1, 2, 3. And then in the last stitch, I want to put 4 double crochets in the last stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I want to go back down this side of the chain, and I want to put 3 half doubles in a row. 1, 2, 3 halves, and then I want to do 3 singles in a row. 1, 2, 3, and then I want to do 3 half doubles in a row. 1, 2, 3, and then I'll be at the beginning right here. So just go ahead and slip stitch into that space like that. Okay, I got my yarn needle, and now see where when you go down both sides of it starts to leave gaps when you go back down both sides. What I do while I'm hiding my tail, I kind of just sew the gap up a little bit from the behind, so it's not quite so noticeable. It really depends on the kind of yarn you're using too, how big of a gap it's going to leave. But it's easy to take care of. Just like that. That looks better now. Okay. Now I'm going to sew it on. Just move some of these loops. Cut you a space here. About like that. Down a little bit more. Open it up to where you can see a row there visible. Let's get in there. And I'm gonna add a couple teeth on him too, but I'm just gonna sew him on the same way I did the eye. I'm just gonna go around stitching it on. His mouth sewed on. Now I'm gonna make 1 or 2 teeth here real quick. So I'm just gonna chain 4 single crochet in the second from the hook, and then 1 in each stitch. Chain 1 and turn. Now I'm just going to go over to the skip the stitch, go to that one, and then go to the next one here and single crochet. Chain 1 and turn. Now I'm going to go ahead and skip this one and go to the last one and single crochet in that. That looks pretty good, I guess. Good enough. Make him a little pointy tooth. And then I'm going to sew it on the same way. I'll probably make 2 of them and then sew them on. Okay, for the handle, you can use any kind of handle you want. I'm just going to do a simple half double crochet handle. So I did a chain of 60. You can make yours as long as you want though. And half double in the 3rd stitch from the hook. And then I'm just going to half double in every stitch for the length of the chain. And then I'm just going to tie off, leave a long tail, and then I'm just going to sew it on to the top of the bag the same way that I sew the eyes and stuff on with my yarn needle. I finished my handle, and that's it. That's all I'm going to do. I hope you enjoyed my tutorial. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel and check me out on Facebook. And you can check out all my other tutorials. I have a whole bunch of bags and purses. And until next time, have a good day.